Hi friends, it's Joan at 10 Pentacles Tarot, and I just wanted to let you know that one of my viewers, had asked me to do a review on the before tarot and the after tarot, and then show how you can use them in a reading. And so I'm going to break this up into three actual videos. So first, today, I'm going to review the before tarot, all right? And then in a video soon, I will review the after tarot. And also, another thing I got was the in-between tarot. Now, the before and after tarot are by the same person, so they look the same, and the in-between tarot is a little bit different. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put all three of them together, or just the before, the original tarot, and the after. I think I may do that and then do the in-between one separately. So anyway, this is the tarot one moment before, and they're referring to one moment before the scene in the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. This is by Corinne Kenner with artwork by Ian and Simona Rossi. And this is a magnetically sealed box. It's heavy cardboard. This is what the side looks like. It says, "Take a step to the past, looking at the arcana you know with different eyes." This is one end, and the other side is the same. Now, this deck is published by Lo Scarabeo, and it is $31.95 in the US. And the back says, the before tarot is the mirror to the after tarot. All the traditional arcana has been seen through a different light, no more as a mere snapshot of the present moment, but as living archetypes connected to the flow of time. Only in this way can they tell us their complete story. Every arcana is depicted one moment before the traditional image. So it says, all the cards show a slightly different interpretation of the familiar arcana. The meaning is the same, but the card is taken one step back in time to his immediate past. This deck provides an unparalleled vision and depth to the traditional images, and also suggests to us how the arcana came to be and what story they're telling. Focusing on the roots of every meaning, the before tarot helps the reader to look at the flow of time. So that's super interesting, and once we get all three of them together, I think that'll be a very eye-opening experience. So this is what, when you open the magnetic box, you see this. I really like the way this packaging is put together. We have the Temperance Angel on the inside of the box. The guidebook is soft cover, glossy cover, and there's a message from Corinne Kenner on the back. It says, "When I first started reading tarot cards, I was struck by the number of spreads and layouts that focus on the past. After all, isn't tarot about the art of forecasting the future? It is, but we can't predict the future without a thorough understanding of the past, and even though hindsight is 20/20, the connection between past, present, and future isn't always obvious at first glance. The Before Tarot changes that because it's the first deck ever designed to bring the past into sharp focus. Most of the cards in the Before Tarot are remarkably close to their traditional counterparts, but they all feature a few distinct variations that will add depth and detail to your understanding of events. Your readings will become more creative and comprehensive than ever before. You'll add perspective to your readings and to your plans. And when you know and understand the past, you can prepare for the best possible future." Now, I was thinking of showing these along with the original tarot, but I think I might wait and do a longer video when I can compare the before tarot, the original tarot, and the after, all three at the same time. I think that might make more sense. But let's look at this guidebook, and we'll do a one card pull at the end, and I'll read you what it says, and then you can see how the book's written. So again, this is a 2021 book, and deck, rather. It was published in 2021, again, by Lo Scarabeo. We have an introduction, how to use this guide. Section 1 is Tarot Basics. Before we begin, they give you a brief history of tarot, divine by design, the structure of a tarot deck, the major arcana, the minor arcana, the four suits, the court cards by the numbers, and astrological associations. So those are all helpful things. how to read the cards. Step 1, prepare. And then it talks about each of these steps, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. Step 2, focus. Step 3, shuffle. Step 4, spread. Step 5, read out loud. Step 6, summarize. And then there's a note about reverse cards. Now, here's my thing. You can use this deck by itself. You don't need to have the original tarot with it. You don't have to have the after tarot with it. You can use this just as a deck by itself, and that's just perfectly fine too. Then there's some spreads and layouts I'll have to demonstrate for you. This is the sands of time. So it talks about the present moment, the near future, the distant future, the recent past, and the distant past. And this is an 11 card spread that looks really cool. And then we have the time machine spread. It talks about card 1 is the present moment, and why is this point in time important? Cards 2 and 3, a key moment from childhood and the lesson learned. Cards 4 and 5, a milestone of adolescence and lessons learned. 6 and 7, a pivotal event from teenage years and lessons learned. And cards 8 and 9, a turning point in young adulthood and lessons learned. Okay, so that's interesting too. We'll have to do that as well. All right, then as section 2 is card descriptions, and we start with the major arcana, and this is super interesting because it shows you all 3 versions of the card. So we have the before tarot card, which is what's in this deck, the original tarot card, and the after tarot. So this is a kind of a neat way to compare the 3 cards. Okay, so you can do it with this book. I think that's super helpful. So it has the number of the card, the name of the card. Then a quote, gather ye rosebuds while ye may. The fool is happy, a happy wanderer with plenty of time to stop and smell the roses. Then it talks about key symbols, key words for upright and reversed, astrological information, and instant interpretation. So if you want to interpret it just without reading all the other stuff, there's an instant interpretation as well. Like I said, we'll do a 1-card pull at the end so you can see exactly how this is written. But I think the fact that it shows the 3 versions of the cards is super helpful. And it does that with each of the major arcana card. Again, there's a special quote at the beginning, the key symbols, keywords, astrology, and the keywords are for upright and reversed, astrology meanings, and instant interpretation. All right, so we go all through the major arcana the same way, and then we go to the minor arcana. And this, again, ooh, this is so good. Again, for each card, they show all 3 versions of the card, the before, the original, and the after. And so this is, for example, the Ace of Cups. They have wonders never cease. And this is like the special quote that's different for each card. Then they talk about key symbols, key words for upright and reversed, astrology meanings, and instant interpretation. So it's all the same stuff that you get for the major arcana, just a shorter version of it. And each card has, for each 3 versions of the same card, have 1 page. All right, very nice. While the major arcana has like 2 pages per card. All right, so it goes through all of the minor arcana the same way until we get to the court cards, and then Page of Pentacles. Oh yeah, and then does the court cards have 2 pages each? Okay, nice. And then King of Pentacles. Okay, very good. That goes through all of the suits that way. Nice. And then, I love this deck. And then the symbolism. Okay, this is super great. It says, before we go, and then section 3, additional resources. We have the symbolism of color, and it talks about the symbolic meaning of many colors. The symbolism of numbers talks about some numerological meanings. Astrological symbolism talks about the signs, the lights, and planets. And then here we have the symbols and for the signs and the symbols for the lights and planets, meaning like the sun, moon, and planets. The sun and moon are the lights. And then we have the tarot date book. So this chart shows how the major and minor arcana cards correspond to the astrological year. The dates are approximate. check an astrological calendar or an ephemeris of planetary movements if you're researching specific dates and times. Okay, so there's that. That's quite... So, for example, it has Aries, cardinal fire, Mars, and then it goes to Taurus, fixed earth, and Venus. And then it goes to Gemini, mutable air, and Mercury. So it goes through each of the astrological signs that way. Super interesting with pictures and color. And all the pictures in this book are in color, which I find very nice. And then we have a couple sample readings. There's a sample reading of the Sands of Time spread that we talked about earlier. It shows the pictures and explains how they did the reading. And then there's the Time Machine spread, and there's a sample of that. And then we have a section about the author, and there she is, Corinne Kenner. Talks about other works by her. And I don't see a picture of the artists. In fact, I don't see artist information, but again, the artists are Ian and Simona Rossi. All right, so that's the guidebook. Now, I'll be interested to look at the guidebook of the After Tarot because it's not done this way, so I'm kind of anxious to show you how that one's done. It's not with the 3 cards because that would be really repetitive. So if you have... because this tells you about it. And I think they're kind of assuming that if you have the before tarot, you'll probably want the after tarot. So they give you different information with that. So there's a nice insert in the box. Love it, love it, always love it. Nice ribbon to pull the cards out. With Los Scarabeo cards, we always have tools for a spiritual journey with Tarosophy, which is the Tarot Associations worldwide. And it tells you how to join them. So that's on that card. I can actually include this, as long as I remember, I can include this website in the description box. Then we have a kind of like a title card. And this is what the back looks like. Very pretty, reversible. And these are, you know, medium weight cardstock. They are glossy. Very, very nicely made. Not cheap at all. All right, so then I'm going to show you the cards one by one, and then we'll do a 1-card reading. Okay, so we have the Fool, and I think it's so interesting. You might want to look at these to see how they compare to your original Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, if you have it, and if you don't, I'll do that comparison in another video as well. Okay, so there's the Magician. And sometimes you can notice the differences right away. Like in the Magician, here's a monkey holding a pentacle. We have the High Priestess. The Empress. Now there are 2 children on her lap in this one. The Emperor has a lamb or a... yeah, it looks like a lamb draped around his shoulders. A living one. The Hierophant. The Lovers. The Chariot, and this is the charioteer just stepping into the chariot. The Lovers is Adam offering Eve his hand to help her up, so they're standing together in the original. We have Strength. It looks like the lion is being a bit fierce in that one before she tames him. And then we have the Hermit. The Hermit's getting ready to put the star into his lantern. That's so cool. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Justice is letting a dove of peace fly off. We have the Hanged Man. Death. Oh, and in this one, the people are not in the picture. Just a cemetery. Okay, we have Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. And this is right before the tower gets hit and the people fly out the window. The Star. The Moon. The the Sun. The child is not on the horse's back yet. We have Judgment. The people haven't come out of their graves yet. And we have the World. And there's 2 figures in this one in the World. All right. Wow. That's kind of before that. And there's, okay, and the World represents the culmination of something or the ending of a cycle. And you know what? It's kind of like here they are, the man and the woman hugging. And in the original, it's only the woman. So apparently she has ended her cycle with that man, which makes me kind of sad. But anyway, that's just my off the top of my head interpretation. All right, so here we have Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups. And in this 5 of Cups, only 1 of the cups has spilled. 6 of Cups, the boy's grabbing the flowers for the little girl. 7 of Cups. The man's not looking at his choices yet in that one. 8 of Cups. The person has not left yet. 9 of Cups. He's filling his 9 cups. 10 of Cups. Ah, they're in the middle of a downpour. That's funny. Okay, Page of Cups. I always wondered how that fish got in his cup. Look at that. There's a seagull flying over and dropping the fish into the Page of Cups cup. Ha! I love it. All right. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. King of Cups. I'm not going to comment on all of them, or this will take forever. Ace of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. Oh, look at this, 4 of Pentacles. These people are paying the miser, if you want to call him that, the Pentacles. And then in the original one, he's there like, these are mine, all mine. He's got them all to himself. All right. Here's the 5 of Pentacles. That's interesting. The people aren't in the picture, but there's a dog. 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. The man's still working in the garden, not yet waiting for his harvest. 8 of Pentacles. He's hanging up his pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. And King of Pentacles. And then we have the Wands, the Ace of Wands. 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. 4 of Wands. 5 of Wands. 6 of Wands. Oh, they're putting the crown on his head, the laurel wreath on his head. Love it. 7 of Wands. He's praying for help. 8 of Wands. 9 of Wands. 10 of Wands. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. And King of Wands. And finally, the Suit of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords. 2 of Swords. Look at that. She's tying the blindfold around her head. That's very interesting. 3 of Swords. They haven't yet pierced the poor heart yet. 4 of Swords. 5 of Swords. 6 of Swords. They're getting into the boat. 7 of Swords. She's just getting ready to steal. 8 of Swords. 9 of Swords. 10 of Swords. Page of Swords. Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords. And King of Swords. So those are all the cards. Okay, let's see how they shuffle. This is the first time I've shuffled them. They're slippery, which I like. I tend to like those kinds of decks. I'm not always, as you probably noticed, I'm not always so great at doing the riffle shuffle, but I'll give it the old college try. I always seem to lose the first ones. Okay, so They do shuffle nicely. If you have a little bit of longer fingers than I do, you will be able to probably do it better. So let's shuffle, and we will ask Spirit what the message is for us today. Oh, and there it is. It just, look, I didn't even have to ask. It just flipped right over. And it's number 17, the star. So I always like to look at the number. There she is. And we'll put her up here so you can see a little better when I read it. So the number 17 might be of importance to you right now, or the number 8 might be important to you as well. Maybe even the number 71. I don't know, but let's look it up. So star is, again, 17. Okay, so here it is again. This is our before card, our regular card where she's pouring out one of the jars on land and one on, sorry, that was my dog. Hey, what is he doing? He's making pig noises. Okay, anyway, she's pouring out her jug on one into the water and one on land. And then, okay, so here's what it says. Hope springs eternal. The star is a light in the darkness, shining with hope and inspiration. And then it talks about key symbols. A young woman stands beneath the Pleiades, the sister stars of ancient myth, prepared to bathe by their gentle light. Arthur Edward Wade, the mystic who wrote at length about the tarot, said the woman in the star card was the goddess of truth, unveiled. It's true. Her lack of clothing and her lack of inhibition leaves nothing to the imagination. Her long blonde hair falls in waves around her face and over her shoulders. She holds 2 clay pitchers. We see that one of them is filled with cool blue water from the lake at her feet. And so on. My camera's about to die. Thank you for being with me. The key words are wishes, dreams, guidance, direction, hope, faith, promises, expectations, confidence, and inspiration. And I'm afraid I'm going to get cut off. So if it goes, I'll read as much as I can. And then just stay tuned when I do the other videos involving this deck. Okay, it says instant interpretation. Pay attention to your dreams. Write them down. The revelations that come to you in the dark can offer guidance, hope, and inspiration in the bright light of day. So important, write your dreams down. And then it says the stars and the signs of the zodiac